And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white girl.
Oh, hello. Welcome back to Heroes for Hire Comic Club channel. I'm your host, Matt. This is the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza. Without any further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest. One of my, well, he's not my guest. He's my co-host. It's Random Rips, Kevin. Thanks for being my co-host, Kevin. I appreciate it. We got all kinds of things going on. There's like 10 streams going on YouTube right now. But we're going to get through this quick. We're not going to do the new comic book day previews. We are going to quickly go over the trending 20 on the Key Collector app, and then we'll talk about some. I'm not going to give like no top 10 list. I'm just going to share some holiday movies that I enjoyed during the holidays with me and my family and friends. And we're going to go. We're going to kind of break down the Superman trailer. Kevin, since I have streaming trouble, could you bring up for later? Bring up the Superman trailer, and I'll let you control it. Okay. All right. So anyway, not right now, but like later on, that we're going to look over the Superman trailer, and I'll let you share it with your screen, and we'll pause it every now and then and comment on it, and we'll go. We won't do it real quick because I've talked about it for 3 hours the other day. But here's Boggs coming for popping over. I'm having trouble with my mouse pad, but we'll survive. Here he is. Hey, buddy. Merry Christmas.
Hey guys,
we're getting ready to go. We're not going to do new comic book day stuff anymore. I'm going to share the just the trending comics this week, and we're going to go over the Superman trailer, and I'm going to share some of my favorite holiday movies, and we'll kind of wrap this up a little bit quicker. I'm tired of the new comic book day thing. It takes so long, and everybody does it this way. So
yeah, no, I know what you mean, but. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. I'm happy.
Are you still at work? Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Days. Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate.
Yeah, I'm stuck at work.
Yep.
Out. I'm braving the cold.
Okay. Everybody see that screen all right? Okay.
Yep.
This is the trending. Oh, yeah. It's 32 here. It's probably cold down there, too. I know Remy last night said it was the same temperature basically there that it is here.
Yep.
Okay, on the top 20, we'll start out with Captain America issue 180 from 1974. This is the first appearance and origin of Steve Rogers, and I know as Nomad, and I believe this has something to do with the Chris Evans is supposed to be coming back into the Marvel universe, and I believe he's going to be Nomad because Captain America quit being Captain America in the 80s for a while and was a character called Nomad. This is pretty affordable key if you want. It looks like the price is trending down on this one, though. It's also the first appearance of Hugh Jones, who's the president of Roxxon, which is, kind of like a takeoff on Exxon. And this is when Madam Hydra becomes Viper and the death of the first Viper. So it's kind of a minor key in the Captain America universe. The next one on our list is Amazing Spider-Man 592. I don't know why it's on here. Let's see if we can find out. First appearance of the Vulture as James Natal.
Oh, Natali. Okay. Yeah, that's a semi-key. That's a key.
Yeah. I guess the producer of Spider-Man 4 hinted that the plot of the next film would focus on Parker's life as Spider-Man without the world knowing his secret identity, which is explored in the 3-issue story arc 24/7 that officially began in that issue. So, Spider-Man's a popular character, and anybody gets any news, immediately something goes up. We got the Edge of Spider-Verse number 5. First appearance of Penny Parker, the operator of the battle suit called SP. I don't know that. First appearance. You guys know anything about this one? I'm not really familiar with this. First appearance of as old Spider-Man.
Nothing about it.
Okay, debut of writer Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance at Marvel. Okay,
and I don't know. That's a semi-key.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, I really don't like My Chemical Romance, but all right.
He's a good writer, though.
Okay, Exiles number 3 is on the list. God, $65 high grade. First appearance of okay. Well, that makes sense.
I gotta run. See you guys later.
Okay, bye. First full appearance of Peggy Carter as Captain America.
Huh.
Reported that Haley Atwell will return to the MCU with speculation that she will portray Captain Carter. Okay. Well, that's interesting, I guess. I like Peggy Carter. I like that character a lot, though, in the movies. The actress is beautiful, and she's a good actress. All right. Thundercats Apex #1. Identity of Apex revealed. 320% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week due to last week's Mark Spears variant.
The Mark Spears effect.
Yeah. The Mark Spears effect is real, people. And this proves it. And I saw a preview of that comic book cover, and it was pretty good art. I will have to admit that guy's he's on top. He's on top of his game right now, ain't he, Kevin?
He's a really nice guy too.
Yeah, he seemed like a very cool guy, down to earth. And I thought I recognized his accent, and I did. He's from Alabama. Ghost Rider issue 28. This is the first cameo team appearance of the 9, aka the Midnight Suns. Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, and Johnny Blaze, Morbius, Blade, Hannibal King, Frank Drake, Sam Buchanan, Victoria Montesi, and Louise Hastings. First appearance of the Caretaker. First appearance of Lilith, Mother of Demons. First appearance of Boot Market, offspring of Lilith. And I enjoyed the series in the 90s, by the way. Reports that Marvel registered the LLC Richmond Street Productions for a streaming series, leading speculators to believe that this is in reference to the location of the cemetery where Danny Ketch was resurrected as the Ghost Rider. Well, that's right there. I would recommend, if I was going to get it, I would stay away from it right now, because that's a breach. That's a reach for a speculation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if you're a speculator, I would stay away from
that she was confirmed to portray Lilith and Blade. Isn't Blade dead?
It's pretty much dead on arrival at this point, I think. So I don't know why anybody's jumping on that bandwagon. This one right here, I don't care what the speculation is. This book will always be popular because Sabretooth is a very popular villain because people like Wolverine. So he kind of gets the effect of the Wolverine thing because he's his biggest villain, his biggest nemesis. It's the first full appearance of Sabretooth, a mutant who becomes the primary nemesis of Wolverine. There you go.
That's a big increase for no reason, though, over a week.
Yeah, I know. And a high grade of this comic's going for $5.50. But I tell you what, I'll settle for a low. I'll settle for a low grade copy for $50.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one right there is always going to be kind of an important one. I'm pretty sure that was written by Chris Claremont. Uncanny X-Men 145, iconic cover by Dave Cockrum. There really doesn't need to be a reason for this one to be on here because, like it says,
probably the Doom cover.
It's because it's Doom and it's Dave Cockrum. Also, you don't have to have an excuse to get a cool Doom cover,
it's
right?
A cheap Doom cover from a #1 book that hadn't gone up yet.
Yep. Now our next one, and this is probably due to the show The Skeleton Crew. Star Wars issue 7, first appearance of Crimson Jack, a pirate master. Yep, played by Jude Law. 238% increase. It's still a pretty affordable minor key, though, for Star Wars key for $12. Not bad.
I bet it'll go up higher than that.
Now, here's a big boy. This is what we call a big boy key right here.
Well, what number was that? Star Wars 7?
Yeah, 7.
So that's the first one after the first movie adaptation.
Yeah.
That was that first original story by Marvel.
And then our next one's a pretty big key. It's always going to be a big boy key, I think. All-Star Comics, issue 58. First appearance of Power Girl, a Kryptonian cousin of Earth 2 Superman. And there's been a 233% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week. You can get a low-grade copy for $40, mid-grade for $120, and $400 for a high-grade copy. And, you know me, I'm a fan of those low-grade ones. You know, it's a good – you don't always have to go for the high grade. You know, if you can't afford it, a good entry point is like a lower-grade copy, you know. All right, we got – speaking of Mark Spears, Headless Horseman, Halloween Annual #1 from 2023 Dark Horse Comics. Its price is trending up, just like everything that Mark Spears touches right now. There's been a 25. Let me know if anybody shows up. $25 high grade. There's been a 23% increase in copies sold this week. Now here's one I can get behind right here. This is G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, issue 21. First appearance of Storm Shadow, a former ally of Snake Eyes. And we got a solo story featuring Snake Eyes told without any text or dialogue. There's been a 225% increase. You know why there was no text and dialogue in this issue, Kevin? I read about this. They had another issue for another storyline for issue 21, and they sent it off to the printer, and the printer screwed it up.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
So they were rushing to get another issue, and so to get it out quick, he decided just to make it a solo Snake Eyes story. Since Snake Eyes is a mute, and so he kind of saved the day. And actually, it became one of the most. Actually, this is probably more popular than issue 1 in some areas. I mean,
it's unique.
Yeah. And, Snake Eyes, it's just a cool cover. People love Snake Eyes. He was one of my favorite G.I. Joes. And I don't know. It's just, it is an iconic cover. Okay, next up, and this was a great series. I read this one. I got rid of my comic. It's trending down, though. But this is Avengers Twilight #2. This is a non-key issue. I don't know why it's on here. I don't know if this is not a non-key. I thought this was the first appearance. I was pretty sure this was the first appearance of Tony Stark's son as Iron Man, Iron Lad, but maybe I'm wrong. But it looks like it's trending down, so you could probably find it cheaper than it saying high price of $30, I think. But let's just go. We'll go to the next one. This is this was always a fun series. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue 116. This issue is the first full appearance of the Foreigner, a mercenary and the ex-husband of the character Silver Sable. It is later revealed the Foreigner had impersonated Lieutenant Chris Keating in Spectacular Spider-Man 113 and The Amazing Spider-Man issue 276. So there's been a 200% increase in copies sold this week versus the previous week after the premiere of Kraven the Hunter, which starred Christopher Abbott as the Foreigner. Okay, I don't know why you're speculating on a box office bomb, but that's okay. Steer clear of it. Black Panther, issue #1 from 1977. This, of course, is the first ongoing Black Panther solo title. First team appearance of the Collectors, Abner Little and Princess Zonda. And there has been a 143% increase in copies sold this week versus previous weeks, due to a news blurb concerning the departure of Marvel Studios VP Nate Moore from the company after the completion of his work on Black Panther #3. So why would there be an increase in copies sold because of a VP's departure from Marvel Studios?
I know, right?
I don't know. That seems to be like the oddest. I thought that the speculation over Jeff the Land Shark was an odd speculation, personally, even though it was in the actually that makes more sense because of that video game. But this makes no sense to me at all. Although this is also one of those keys that this is an important issue in the history of Black Panther. So I'm not saying don't get it, but I wouldn't get it because somebody BP for Marvel Studios.
Yeah, I'm curious to understand the reasoning behind that.
That's just too weird for me. Absolute Batman Noir edition #1. I think this has been on here before, Kevin. This is a black and white reprint. It's going for $5, 120%. I guess just because people thought it looked cool. I guess that's all I can say. But the next one,
their hot stuff is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. Now this one's Amazing Spider-Man 149 from 1975. This is the first appearance of Peter Parker's clone Ben Reilly, who later becomes the Scarlet Spider, and it's the origin and death of Jackal. And I think because Nicolas Cage is rumored to portray an alternate universe version of Ben Reilly in the upcoming Spider-Man Noir Amazon series. So there's been, and also I think because Jackal was the mention of Dr. Miles Warren was in the movie Kraven. So apparently, if you just mention a character in a movie who's not even on screen, people will go crazy over it.
Yep.
All right. But, the real reason this is important is because it is the first appearance of Peter Parker's clone, Ben Reilly. Next one up, we were just talking about this. This is West Coast Avengers, issue 7 from 2019. And of course, it is the first appearance of Jeff the Land Shark, the pet of Winpool. And there were only 14,439 copies ordered by retailers when it came out. So it is a little scarce. So that's another reason it's $125 and a high grade. There's been a 111% increase in copies, and it's trending up because it's the second week on the Key Collectors app, but it's been in the trending 20. It's got a 2.5 time jump in value. Also because of the Marvel movie, the game called Marvel Rivals. So now here's one that's interesting. I don't know why this one's on here, but here we go. Oh, here we go. I already went down to the bottom of the screen. We only got 2 to go. Wolverine issue 1 second print variant edition, non-key issue. Probably somebody, you want me to know the truth? Some of these are on here because somebody went and bought a ton of copies of these. And so then the Key Collector app and all these places like, oh, well, somebody bought 10 copies of this and they put it on the list. That's usually what happens.
Yeah. I don't. It's automated and it makes no sense.
Yeah. Now this just came out, but this is like a variant of the one that came out. Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn #1. This is a variant cover art by Todd McFarlane. And it's new this week. And it's already a high grade. It's going for $60. This must be the 50 ratio variant. So, and it's Todd McFarlane, who he doesn't do as much art as he used to do for comic books. And it being a 1 in 50, you know, they got a lot of Todd. I call it, like me, we're called Todd heads. We all love the Todd father, and we will collect anything he does. So, but I'm not going to go crazy for that. I kind of collect the Spider-Man stuff personally. Okay, well, we got through it. It's a miracle. And we got, we're here talking about issue 21 there. It's a good news. This is good news. I already have it. We got Trev, the shipping guru. If anybody wants to come on, you let me know. I'll drop the link. And I hope everybody watching has a Merry Christmas. You know, Trev, the shipping guru, is working and lurking. And Robert, the cheap comic collector, is here. He says, hey, guys, I'm looking forward to your show tonight, Robert. Should be fun. I'll be making a cameo singing, doing a little singing, I think. And we got Brian LCS, who's on here and saying happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too, Brian LCS. Let me drop a link for you right now. I'm just going to drop it in the chat. I don't care. If I don't want you in here, I'll just drop you back out. I'm kidding. I'm in the holiday spirit today, so here we go. Welcome, my friend, if we can get him in here. What's up, Dragon Slayer? How you doing? Merry Christmas. We're going to have another guest here soon. What up, Mark? My man, what up, buddy? We're getting ready to talk about my favorite holiday movies that I like to watch every year. It's not going to be like no top 10 or like all time. This is just what I watch. So, but while we're waiting on Rob, the cheap comic collector, to show up, just remember this, and I want everybody to keep this in mind. Well, here he is. Hey, Rob. I had an announcement I wanted to make. I just want everybody to keep in mind that every time, okay, let me get this to bring up here first. All right. Every time Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi Tower, an angel gets its wings. Remember that. Okay, I just had to do that. I thought it was funny.
It was funny.
Did you like that? Did you know that, Glenn? Well, everybody, welcome Flat Earth Santa. That every time
Everybody.
Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi Tower, an angel gets his wings. All right.
Sure. I can see how that works. That's some cool physics going on.
Yeah, totally. It's not because of him, though. He's not reincarnated as an angel. So, I mean, we'll keep it there. But I just thought it was a funny thing to say. Okay, saying hello to Mark. Okay. We got some good people. We already went over the trendy 20. And there's some interesting, there's one on there. I want to ask you two this since you since you just showed up. The first solo Black Panther #1, which was the first ongoing solo series of Black Panther, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the Trendy 20 this week on the Key Collector app. And you know why it said it was on there? Because the guy, the VP, one of the VPs at Marvel Studios, who was in charge of the Black Panther 3 movie, quit this week. And that was the reason it was trending. Why would you buy a comic book because the VP of Marvel Studios quit? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
It's me. I assume that they didn't like that person.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess maybe they're celebrating like,
Hey, Rob.
yay!
Hey,
Yeah, sorry, I missed. Unfortunately, I was doing some stuff, getting ready for Christmas. But yeah, I missed the top 10. I saw the Joe 21 was in there though.
I like
I
Jingle
agree.
All the Way. I don't know Christmas
Yeah.
Chronicles. I don't remember that.
Oh,
But
it's a good one.
Christmas
It's got,
Vacation, man. You got to
it's
watch
on
Christmas Vacation every year.
It's on Netflix, and it's I'm having trouble with my mouse pad right now. It's like it wants to select stuff and then take it right away. So I don't know, but yeah. Well, Christmas Chronicles. It stars Kurt Russell. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
oh
It's
yeah, I
really
saw that.
cute.
That was great.
I remember
it's a
that.
really
That
cute
is a good
movie.
one. Yeah.
And we
That's I
got
need to
Brian.
rewatch that. I haven't seen that probably since it came out.
See, every time I go over this, it wants to take it away as soon as I show it. See, I moved my mouse away, and it takes it away. Okay, we got Trading Places. Does that take place at Christmas?
Yeah, that's at Christmas time.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah.
Elf, Home Alone, and Trading
long
Places.
time.
Okay. Well, now I got to add Trading
Elf.
Places.
That's another one I like to watch every
Yeah.
year.
Good
Okay,
choices.
now I got
Brian.
a few I want to share, and I'm sure there's going to be some disagreements over these. This is not. I'm not talking about greatness. This is just like what I watch. So we'll discuss whether you think it's. We can discuss whether it's a Christmas movie. Some of them are no brainers.
Definitely.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. Me and Kevin were talking about this earlier when the kid's like, "You want me to make you some sandwiches?" He's like, "Jesus, kid, what is it with you and these damn sandwiches?" And I don't know. I kind of like it. He's kind of gets redeemed at the end. But he's not a very. And the late Bernie Mac is in it, who is hilarious. And I miss him. He's a good comedian. Next up, we have, and this is kind of a weird one, I guess, but it takes place at Christmas, so.
Batman
I watch
Returns.
Batman Returns every year, so I don't know why. But I know I'm a little bit controversial today. I'm trying to give the hot takes. All right, I'm just kidding. We'll skip it because everybody's like, "Yeah." This is the other one's kind of controversial with some people. But,
It has it has its moments.
yeah. And I know some people don't agree with this, but hear me
It's
out.
a Christmas movie.
It's about somebody that has an obligation to spend time with some family members that he might not want to be around right now because they're separated. But he does it anyway, and it turns into an unmitigated disaster. Sounds like Christmas to me, guys. All right. All right. Next up, Elf.
Elf.
Will Ferrell.
Santa.
Yeah. You know what the best part of this movie to me is Bob Newhart in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just anything with Bob Newhart, I love. Next up, another no-brainer. Home Alone. Although, you know what? Would that give a kid PTSD to be like left by his parents and family on the holidays and has to fend off two crazy burglars? But that's just me though. I don't know.
Not when you were like that kid and you hated your family.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was in the 90s. You were prepared for this. Nowadays kids will just rock in a corner back and forth and cry.
I guess it would be a nightmare now, though, wouldn't it? Yeah, for some kids, they don't know how to handle it. I was told, like, I'd come home from school sometimes, and if my mom or somebody was busy, there'd be like money on the counter saying, "Get yourself something to eat."
Yep.
All right. Or there'd be like, or dinner's in the thing. I'll be back by 6, or whatever. Not that they were abandoning me, but Now,
we were the latchkey.
Yeah.
I was saying we were the latchkey generation.
Yeah. And even though we knew how to take care of ourselves. We could be left alone sometimes. And let me know if anybody comments because I'm going to show the next one because some people might not know this movie, but it's kind of a black, dark comedy. And I try to watch it every year just because Oliver Platt, who is hilarious, is in it with John Cleese.
Yeah, he's the reason I watch it. I don't watch it every year, but I've seen it a couple
You remember
times.
this movie? Anybody? Me? Some people act like I've talked to some other people that know about it.
It's good.
And they're trying to
It's a Christmas movie. It's set Christmas Eve. They're trying to get out of this freaking little town after.
they basically embezzled money from the mob,
Yeah.
and they're trying to get out of town before the mob finds out. And it's really, and there's like double crosses in it. And next one's a fun one.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way. I love this movie. Sinbad is great in it with him, and Phil Hartman is actually kind of steals the show. There's in some ways in it. It's just funny, and you know, and it kind of shows you, like, I guess as a parent, I'm not a parent, but like, you know, trying to find that hot toy, or I can still relate to it as a kid. You know, you got to have that. I remember I had to have Masters of the Universe or something, or whatever toy it was that year. There's always some toy, like Cabbage Patch Kids or something, that's got to be out there. And then it's like, and you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't get enough credit, I don't think, as a comedic actor. But he's brilliant. And the next one is
they had the toy that went with it, the original version.
Yeah,
is worth a whole bunch now.
no, yeah,
It's as worth, you know, as much as trying to get it in the movie.
yeah. It's kind of crazy. Oh, does everybody remember the fight over the Tickle Me Elmo? There were people like fighting each other for a Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kids as well that used to fly.
Oh yeah,
to,
there were actual fist fights over that, and the Nintendo. I remember.
During the Tickle Me Elmo thing, I was working in an arcade, and they, you know, nobody could find them. They were sold out everywhere. Blah 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 blah. I found one in a Walgreens.
Oh.
And bought it and put it in the redemption counter at the arcade where I worked as a prize. And yeah, somebody got it like right away. They're like, "Where'd you find this?" And I was like, "It was the only one." You know.
Hey, Lady F, how you doing? Yeah, Lady Fantastic mentioned another one here. Furbies.
Furbies, yeah.
Furbies.
Yeah, people went crazy for that. And those Tamagotchis.
Oh
You
yeah.
mentioned the Tamagotchis too. Yeah, I remember those little things. I had one. It died. Died of neglect.
When I was a kid, I wanted Star Wars toys in the 70s, and
Yeah,
I always got Micronauts. My you know, my parents didn't know the difference.
I got GoBots once instead of Transformers, so I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I like the GoBots. I had like the big GoBot robot thing, you know, where they had a base. It was kind of fun.
I had a bunch of Micronauts.
And I love the Micronauts. But you remember, speaking of Star Wars, Rob, I know, and I'm sure everybody else remember this. The first time before they were released for Christmas, they didn't have the figures weren't out yet.
Yeah,
And you could go and your parents could buy like this little piece of cardboard. It was like going to be a stand. And it was like you were buying a guarantee to get these figures when they came out. And people would buy that for their kids for Christmas. Yeah, and it's worth a lot of money now. All right, next on this list. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't have the Barbies, but I had the Ninja Turtles. But I would steal my cousin's Barbies and have them. You know, the Ninja Turtles and GI Joes would go out with them on dates. You know, so I guess he's saying ROP Tamagotchi. Yeah, it didn't last long. It didn't last long. Yeah, GI Joes were pretty massive. Yeah, they were. They were when I was a kid too. Lady Fantastic. If anybody wants to come on, you know, we got the link. But this movie right here, there's so many great things that happen in this movie, and I don't know, man. Just like there's so many scenes to go over, like the cat getting electrocuted by the Christmas lights, the dog just wrecking. And it, you know, it kind of reminds you, you know, when you have a big Christmas holiday, there's always going to be. You can plan it as much as you want. Something's always going to go wrong.
Randy Quaid is the emptying his sewage into the.
Yeah, it's just yeah. The crapper's full. I don't want to say that.
On the house.
Y'all just say it.
The tree crashing through the neighbor's house. Julia Louis-Dreyfus and
I know that was one of her first roles, wasn't it? And you know, great cast. The guy that played Leonard on Big Bang Theory was Rusty.
Yep.
You had Juliette Lewis, a young Juliette Lewis.
Yep.
Also great cast. You know, Beverly D'Angelo, the beautiful. I think wonderful. I had a crush on Beverly D'Angelo when I was young.
Yeah, mom's favorite movie. Period. Probably watched.
Probably my stepdad's favorite.
I'm not gonna be watching it this year.
Yeah, I don't know if I will either, but it just perfectly embodies the experience of Christmas with your extended family. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Because you know whatever will go wrong, It can't go wrong, will go wrong, as they say.
And I just
And
always
also,
with Chevy Chase.
didn't their great aunt, like wrapped up the cat as a present? And she put like Friskies, like cat food in the Jello mold. And
I remember I had the issue of National Lampoon from like 77 or 78 that had the original Vacation story in it that they based the first movie on. And it specifically had the bit where grandma's dog gets tied to the bumper of the car.
oh yeah. Yeah, he's like, and that cop's like starts crying. He goes, "The poor little guy probably tried to keep up the first couple of miles." Oh my god! Oh, her aunt dies, and they put her in a garbage bag and put her on top of the luggage rack.
That's in the original story too.
He's like, "Nothing's going to stop us from having a great vacation."
That segment of it, yeah.
Oh,
it was a short story in National Lampoon magazine before.
Well, they really went downhill after the 80s, though. Those Lampoon movies, though.
Oh yeah,
they really got subpar to me. Well, the next one I may get some pushback on. Lethal Weapon Part 1.
I guess
it does take place at Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas stuff kind of in it, like in the first scene, which is to me, he's out there at the guy selling the Christmas trees that are actually cocaine dealers. And, he gets in a shootout with them. So, it takes place at Christmas, so it counts. Sorry. But I'll quit because I'm sure I'm probably going to have somebody's head explode by putting that on here. And also, he's suicidal during the holiday season. That they do say that happens. But the next one, everybody's going to agree with, right? This is the last one I'm going to talk about. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. This one's just kind of like takes you back to like, even though it takes place in the 40s, I think, the late 40s after World War II, like when America was starting into its prosperity after the war, right? And we'd come out of the Great Depression and WW2. It might have been like 1950, but it seems like an early 50s if it is. And let's see if anybody's head's exploded yet on this. Yeah. Okay, well, that's cool. To each his own, though, right? But I kind of did it just to like aggravate people, All right, there we got Ralphie, yeah. And but that feeling of like when you're a kid and you can't wait for Christmas, right? And you're so excited. You're counting the days down. What am I going to get? What's Santa Claus going to bring me? All this stuff. And you're spending time with your family, everything. It's just a great movie. And like that feeling of coming down the stairs on Christmas morning and seeing all these presents under the tree. And I think it kind of like sums that up in a great way. And also you get to see a major award in it, It's fragile, so it must be fancy because it's from Italy. Okay. Anyway, if I'm muted or something, okay. I'm dying here, people. All right.
Well, I mean, I thought you were going to continue on and talk about the Red Ryder BB gun.
I was going to in a minute, but I just wanted to, we're not done yet. Yeah, the Red Ryder. All he wants is that Red Ryder gun, and then Ralphie's parents straight up chugging wine on Christmas morning. Yeah. You know what? The older I get, the more even though I can understand why they were like that, because it's probably a pain in the ass to have to stay up all night and put these toys together and then hide them from the kids so they don't think that Santa Claus doesn't exist anymore. At least in my house. But I remember, I don't know, does anybody ever have that the first time? I remember, to me, I just gradually realized there was no Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have to come out and tell me. It's just like one day, Dad's like, that Santa Claus didn't bring this stuff, right? I'm like, yeah, I know. Well, and just went on about my day playing with the toys. I didn't freak out about it, though.
What are you doing? I'm right here, man. Like I'm right here. I exist, man. Like I'm right here.
Yeah. Well, we're all right here right now. We're living the dream, right?
What do you think you are, man? Like, seriously. I exist. I'm freaking right here, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, you left
Well,
out
yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Not to mention It's a Wonderful Life.
I think that movie's depressing as hell.
No, you got to get to the end.
It's a classic, yes. My mom just said it was a classic. It's right here. They fantastic. Like, dang, Santa has a Latin twang to him. Yeah, I'm a Home Alone fan too. I love that movie. I remember when it came out during Thanksgiving. I think it was like before the holiday, and watched it like 3 times. I think I was in the 8th grade when that movie came out. I'm just showing my age now, right? Yeah, sorry about that, Flat Earth Santa. I forgot you do exist.
I bring Jello to all the naughty people in the world.
That's right. I better get my Jello this year, dog. I tell you, Santa, I also want that Hulk 181. You never got me when I was a kid, so
Blue raspberry.
yeah.
Coming to you.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, Jingle All the Way is a fun.
Okay.
A fun one.
Shit, what is this?
What about? Does anybody remember this movie? Somebody asked us about the movie Prancer. Really Fantastic did. I do remember that movie. It was pretty good. Should we talk about movies that are Christmas movies that we can't stand? Have you seen the Christmas Santa Claus and the Marshmallow Bunny or something? It's the worst. There's another one called with Hulk Hogan called Santa Claus with Muscles, and it's Hulk Hogan in a Santa costume, obviously with no sleeves on it, right? Because we got to show those 24-inch pythons off, right? And poor old Hulk. He may have been an iconic wrestler, but he can't act. God bless him. He can't act his way out of a wet paper bag. And
but what was he doing as a wrestler?
He wasn't a wrestler in it. He was like some rich. I don't know what he was.
He did a good job acting as a wrestler.
Maybe, but have you seen No Holds Barred? I think we can all agree he's not going to win the Academy. He was not going to win an Academy Award for that.
No.
Yeah, they're pretty much all awful. And one thing about the Hallmark movies, Lady Fantastic, I don't know where these people come from, but like there's always some handsome divorcee guy who sells Christmas trees, and he seems to live in a big mansion on top of a hill for some reason. I didn't know there was that much money in selling Christmas trees, but apparently there is.
Yep.
Or it's always somebody stuck somewhere. Also, what's it, some others I don't like.
I can turn you on to one that I like that probably nobody here has ever heard of.
Okay.
It's based on a book by Terry Pratchett, of course.
Let me bring you up here, buddy.
Oh, StreamYard, go.
There you go.
The Hogfather. It takes place on Discworld. It is their version of Christmas. Hog's Watch, they call it. And it's the night that the Hogfather goes out and delivers presents to all the kids, just like Christmas. But this year, he's assassinated by Mr. Tea Time, or T.A. Timmy, as he prefers to be called. And that forces the incarnation of death to take over as Santa Claus to deliver the presents to the kids so that all of time doesn't end because Hog's Watch doesn't happen. This involves his granddaughter, Susan, who has connections with the supernatural and solves the mystery behind why Santa Claus was assassinated and rescues the Tooth Fairy and other mythical beings that have to exist in order for the magic of humanity to continue. And there's a great clip right here that I'm sure we could get away with sharing.
Well, you can try it. I hope we don't get shut down, everybody. All right.
I have to share it to you though, so you can put it through the.
Oh yeah. Okay, and get the Superman trailer ready because we're going to go over that.
Yeah.
All right. Anytime you want, sir, we'll show it. Also, we could talk about I forgot like Christmas episodes of TV shows, but we don't have time for that today. We'll do it on another stream. I might do one on Christmas just for the hell of it. All right, let's find it. Here we go. Add to stage. There we go.
Right here.
The sun would not have risen.
Then what
Is
would
it the
have
guy that played Skeletor?
A mere ball of flaming gas would have illuminated the world.
All right, I'm not stupid. You're saying that humans need fantasies to make life bearable?
No. Humans need fantasy to be human. To be the place where the falling angel meets the rising ape.
With tooth fairies, hogfathers.
Yes. That's practice. You have to start out learning to believe the little lies.
So we can believe the big ones.
Yes. Justice, mercy, duty, that sort of thing.
They're not the same at all.
You think so? Then take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve, and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy. And yet, you try to act as if there is some ideal order in the world, as if there is some rightness in the universe by which it may be judged.
But people have got to believe that. What's the point?
You need to believe in things that aren't true.
Yeah.
How
Damn
else
down. This looks like Cruella. Also the I
Pretty
think I'm going
deep.
to watch that though. Yeah, it's pretty deep. I'm going to watch that.
I love it. It's a great
Yeah,
mystery story and just fantasy all around, funny.
I also like the
I
big
watch
fan
it
of the Muppets.
every December.
Remember the Muppets Christmas Carol? I always loved that one.
Yeah, and Disney,
And,
of course, with Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah, and the Peanuts, of course. You know, everybody watched the. I always watched that. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the Island of Misfit Toys. Frosty the Snowman.
Raging Rudolph from Mad TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It looks just like Rankin Bass, but he's got a machine gun and he don't take shit no more.
There's also some great skits from Saturday Night Live over the years on Christmas. Like there was one, I don't know, I guess it's about 10 or 15 years ago. Paul McCartney was the musical guest and Martin Short was the host. And they're like auditioning for some like community theater Christmas special. And Martin Short's doing all the singing and he's got Paul McCartney behind him with a triangle. And he said, and every time Paul McCartney says, "Can I sing?" He goes, "No, Monty, you can't sing because you don't know how to sing, you idiot. So shut up and play the triangle." And it's just, because it's ironic because it's Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, Kevin, bring up that Superman trailer. We're going to we'll go over. I'll tell you when to pause it. We'll just talk what we've seen a little bit, and we're going to break this one down this week. And you have to pause every now and then, or Warner Brothers will probably come after me. And they but if they do, I'll just tell them they need to write better comic books. But
All right.
I got to bring it up here, I guess. Let's add the stage. I'm going to make this full screen. Hold on. There we go. It's an interesting way to start, ain't it?
Yeah.
The more I see him as Clark Kent with the hair like that, I can see why they did it that way.
Yeah. I think from what little you see of it, I think he does all right as a Clark Kent role too.
All right, let's pause it just for a second. There's getting ready to be an Easter egg coming up too, but yeah, like say what you were going to say, Kel. I couldn't hear what you were saying. Sorry.
I think he does fine as Clark Kent from what little we see of him in the trailer.
Yeah.
I've heard people say, "Oh, he's too pretty and whatever."
I think he was great.
You know, I'm not.
Go ahead.
You know, I'm a heterosexual male, but I'm not. You know, Christopher Reeve was a pretty handsome man.
Yeah.
You know, my mom and a lot of other people, other women, you know, her age at the time and younger were in love with him. You know, they thought he was a very good looking man. Also, but I like his walk here. You can go. Let's continue. Sorry. I like the scene right here.
Yeah.
And the use of the music. Oh, here comes the
Yeah.
This is the highlight of the trailer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why isn't he flying in?
I don't know.
Crypto.
And how you realize what the song is. Because I didn't even notice it till that moment when you
Until the guitar
it.
starts
Like,
playing.
oh, that's the theme.
Yeah.
And then, of course, seeing that coming toward him is like, what the hell?
Well, maybe he flew down and then ran. You know, maybe he was like, I don't know. Well, hopefully he does fly. He just got a cape on. It'd be,
yeah.
You know, if a dog's got
I figured
a cape
he
on,
landed and ran to
yeah. But you're right.
Oh,
I don't know.
take me home.
I like this part.
Luther Core.
That guy, I think, looks like a good Luthor so far. I hope he's a good actor.
What was that?
That guy, I think that's a good casting decision to him to be Lex Luthor. That guy's a good actor.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see what he can do with it because I liked him as a young Dr. Hank McCoy in the.
There's been some question why Luther Core instead of Lex Core.
Now that's another. Yeah, I was getting ready to mention that. Do you think maybe it starts out that and the end of it's going to be Lex Corp?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Okay, well let's continue and see what. I don't know why they're throwing stuff at him. Oh, who we got? Okay, pause. I guess it's Guy Gardner.
Yeah, Nathan Fallon with the Guy Gardner wig.
What do you think of the haircut, guys?
Well, if you didn't have it, most people wouldn't know who was Guy Gardner.
That's true.
That's true.
They went too far.
He's got a bad haircut in the comics, but they really exaggerated it.
They did, yeah.
I think they did that on purpose. If you look at the newspapers, Grog is on the front page. Okay. So, but also, did you see when they're in the Daily Planet, by the way, and he walks past the television, he looks up and he's looking at Clark's looking at the television. The blonde-headed girl on the TV is Supergirl. Right here. Right there. All right, let's watch the rest of this wherever we were at. Right there. Okay, we're right about right there. See, like, and we only get to see Guy Gardner for a second.
Hot girl.
Hot girl. There's Metamorpho.
I'm guessing the robot was Kalex.
Yep. There's Mr. Terrific. All right. There we go. It gives me chill. I'm gonna say this: James Gunn knows how to cut a trailer because I still have chills. I watched it 10 times.
Yeah, I watched it a few times too. I loved it when I first saw it. I was like, when he started whistling, I was like, oh my God, is he calling for crypto? You know, and then the snow started coming. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I do have a little reservations because of their character choices that in the rest of the movie. It's like, you know, it's like Metamorpho, Mr. Terrific. It's like, okay, I guess, but
The hot girl and Guy Gardner.
yeah, but not really anybody that has anything to do with the Superman mythos. So
let's welcome Bobby to the
just
show.
depends on what they do with them, I suppose.
Hey, Bobby, you
Hey,
doing all right?
Yeah, man, doing good. How about you guys?
Pretty good. We're
Hey,
talking
Bobby.
about this trailer.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I agree with you, Rob. I'm concerned, although I mean I know he knows how to do it because of Guardians and the Suicide Squad. But what concerns me is he think he's taking on too many characters for this movie and it being a Superman movie? Or are these characters only going to be now? They're not just cameos. From what James Gunn said, they're going to be in the movie.
Right.
So
well, I mean, the one thing is like, I mean, because everybody knows who Superman is. We don't need to see his origin all over again
right,
and all that, you know. So maybe that's why, you know, they're going ahead and putting other characters in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It looks good. Right, from what it shows, it looks good. So.
Well, I thought it was like I just like I do like the casting choices from what I've seen. The Metamorpho effects, I think he looks good. What do you think, Bobby, Kevin, everybody?
Yeah, I think it does.
I like Metamorpho as a character. Oh, sorry, Kevin. Yeah, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
I thought I was saying was I was agreeing.
Yeah, he's like one of those characters too that like didn't get a lot of love for a long time.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad to see him, and I was really happy to see Guy Gardner because he might be my second favorite Lantern just because he's a smart ass. But you know, I mean, and I think Nathan Fillion being him is probably a good choice. He's also friends with James Gunn. He's been friends with him for years. That's probably why he probably got him in the movie too. But we were talking about this on the Legion of Comics stream Friday morning about why you think the crowd was. I have a theory on one reason why they show that in the trailer and in the movie, and also they may be trying. You know how they don't like when they make these movies, they don't always go with a straight story arc from a comic book, but they pick and choose stuff. Like you remember in Batman versus Superman, they cherry pick stuff out of the Dark Knight Returns, and all that stuff, and Doomsday, and well, I about lost my point. I about lost the thread here. But what I'm saying is maybe it has something to do with Kingdom Come story. They might be taking a few things out. Like here come these younger heroes. They're kind of upstarts. And like they get the job done and Superman don't. And they're like, see, why do we need you, Superman? These guys saved us. You didn't. Or something like that. I don't know. But also my conspiracy theory is that was kind of a lampoon at the Snyder Bros. Where they're throwing stuff at him and they're Superman like that. But what I like about this movie is it seems like a very colorful, bright movie. And although I like Henry Cavill as Superman, those movies had a real somber, dark tone to them. And you know, I don't really want that Superman. I like the Superman where I don't want jokes every 5 minutes. I hope James Gunn doesn't do that. But I do like the fact
funny parts. James Gunn.
He's embraced it as a comic book movie. He's trying, you know, Christopher Nolan and Scott Snyder tried to do it as what would happen if Batman or Superman were actually characters in the real world that we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how would people react? But this right here looks like more of a comic book kind of fun romp to me, and I love it. Yep. I'm here for it.
I'm hoping for it.
And in the time period we're living in, guys, I think we need something like that. You know,
I don't have a lot of knowledge about the movie. Do we know like who the bad guys are, other than obviously Luthor's in it? But
that's a good question. I don't know what big
because I'm wondering like what beat the crap out of him at the beginning of this.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it that
there was
talk?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Glenn. No, I want to hear what
there was talk of Ultraman.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So it was, you know, the whatever Earth. I can't remember what Earth, but it's Earth 3. Yeah. Superman. So I think that may be it, or it may be Supergirl. Possibly. I don't know.
Well,
Right? They
also,
could have cherry picked from the Superman, Batman.
Yeah, or maybe they're bringing out like the Matrix Supergirl
Yeah, could be.
that
Yeah.
Luthor created or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
also, it could be the reason they were mad at him could be the same reason I'm thinking this. That big kaiju could be, you know how Superman likes to save like endangered alien species from other planets, and like he'll keep them in like the Force of Solitude. Maybe Luthor got in there and got something released, and it's because he keeps dangerous things. You know what I mean? I don't know, and like they're like blaming Superman for it.
Mm.
That would actually be a pretty good storyline. Yeah.
Well, you know, Luthor has broke into the Force of Solitude before in the comics and the previous movies, so it's plausible. He's a smart guy.
Well, I thought
Uh,
that Gunn was saying that a lot of the plot was coming from the All-Star Superman
might be.
storyline.
Yeah, I'd heard that too. The Grant Morrison All-Star Superman.
He says, right here, Canadian Survival says, we're going to see Lex in the armor, I'm thinking. That would be interesting.
Yeah, could
We
be.
did see-
It could be that. Yeah, it could be Lex Luthor in the armor that beat him up.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
could be
we
really
could have-
cool.
yeah. And they kind of did that in the Superman and Lois series, in the finale, when he's fighting Lex. So maybe we'll see it on the big screen this time. And that would be fun because I remember as a kid reading those comic books, and you had the superpower characters. I had the Lex Luthor action figure, you know, the armor and all that stuff. And I just hope for a fun movie because I think it's we need a good Superman movie because you know, people have been kind of down on that character, and I think he's kind of had a resurgence here since this movie and the Christopher Reeves documentary came out. And it's got me wanting to read more Superman again. I've been collecting the old Reign of the Superman and Death of Superman and Funeral for a Friend right now, and because that's what I grew up on. And I just had fond memories of my uncle who's not with us anymore. He bought that for me for Christmas, like the collected set edition. It was in the little poly bag, and it had like a facsimile copy of Action Comics #1. And yeah, and I still have it. I still have it somewhere. I don't know where. I can't dig it out right now, but and that was a big deal back then. Even though, as a comic book fan, I guess all of us knew. Everybody was like, they were kind of not big comic book fans. We're like, why were they're killing Superman? Why would they do that? And everybody, we're all like, man, they're going to bring him back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It was so funny seeing that on CNN and stuff. And
Oh yeah, I know.
They're going, this is ridiculous. I read comic books. He's not going to be dead for long. I promise you. It's money, 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 money.
Yeah, the only ones that have stayed dead for a long period of time has been Captain Marvel, Barry Allen, Gwen Stacy, and Gwen Stacy's father. He's still dead. They've never brought him back, but there's probably a few more. But like that was
Captain
nowadays,
Marvel's the main one, only big one I can think of. And that
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, nobody brought him back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they did in those Ultimates. That never mind.
Yeah, that's like an alternate reality,
right? And we'll see about Peter Parker.
I don't know. We'll find out. I always thought it was Luke Cage, but I don't know why Luke Cage would need to be Venom. He's already pretty badass. So I don't know. I know, but you know, that's just my opinion on that. But like, stick on this one, on the Death of Superman thing. That was interesting though about that. At least they let him stay dead for a while, get people the impression that he was gone. But like Marvel, they touted this death of Miss Marvel like last year.
Oh yeah,
she came back 2 issues later, wasn't it, or something like that?
They instantly brought her back.
Yeah, they're like, you know, and that's the one thing I didn't like about the Krakoa storyline was that, oh, by the way, we can resurrect all mutants from the dead now, and Miss Marvel is a mutant. I mean, that kind of takes away the stakes.
Yeah, stuff like that is not good for storytelling.
That's like lazy. And I know Jonathan Hickman is a good writer, but that's just lazy storytelling. Yeah. Also, it's part of lazy storytelling. I was like, me and my buddy, this is kind of off subject of what we're talking about, but like Donny Cates. Donny Cates will always have these fire stories. They start out great, and then they just nosedive. And I was joking about this. I said, do you think it's because when you do a lot of cocaine, you can come up with a good idea, but then when it wears off, because you had a drug problem. But I'm just it's a bad joke. Sorry. But anyway, what are you guys? But I'm gonna share a couple of comic books with you since it's the holiday season that are holiday related. I only got 3. I can only find 3 in my collection.
Kevin's showing some books. Kevin's showing some Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin's showing. I think he walked away from it. He does that when he.
Oh, okay.
You just got a slideshow up there.
I'm having trouble with my mouse on my. I don't have like a mouse. I have like the little pad on your laptop, and something's wrong with it. Every time I slightly touch it, it goes crazy and starts highlighting everything. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on, so I get over here. Here we go. Is it going to work? No. Oh my God.
I'm front and center, and nothing's happening.
Okay, hold on. It keeps going big screen on me, like the whole screen. I can't see the chat. All right. I got this one from Aaron the other day for free. But look, it's the Heroes for Hire Comic Club. And we got
nice.
Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas. Cool.
And he's donating to the Salvation Army. They're getting a boatload of cash. When I showed it to Mom, she goes, "What are they doing? Stealing from Salvation Army?" I said, "No, they're pouring the money in there, Mom." I guess you don't really understand it. Heroes for Hire, but not supervillains for hire. Now, here's one. This one right here I just got.
Yeah,
that was nice.
I just like that. Look at Santa Claus's eyes. He's like, "I know what I want for Christmas."
You already got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah,
we got Spotty. They're getting evicted from their apartment. Although, why is he in a Spider-Man costume letting somebody evict him like that? Wouldn't he just like, "Get out of my way, fool"?
Yeah.
Like the ho. It's just a fun cover,
Sometimes your worst villain is paying the rent. Yeah.
That's true. Does anybody else want to show some comic books or anything?
Oh, I got some.
Go ahead, show. I think I got some too.
Yeah. I got these in
I want to let
this
everybody
past
else
week.
do their thing.
Just kind of random stuff for me, but.
And Chief Comic Collector does claim sales every Saturday at 12:30 or 12:45 p.m.
12:45 Eastern time.
Eastern time.
For comic book memories.
And
these won't be in the claim
special
sales. I paid too much for these. So.
Okay. Hey, the claims. Not the claim sale. The Christmas special is the night, though, right? At 9.
Yes, it is.
All right.
9. It comes on at 9, and then we're doing a live stream at 10.
All right, I'll be there.
And besides myself, 2 other people on this panel will be there on the show. And Matt's one of them. Got World's Finest Comics 160. Sorry, I couldn't see the number. It's real dim.
It's okay.
But,
old school, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So
go checks.
Yeah.
Justice League of America 111. Giant sized.
100 pager, nice.
Defenders number 8. Big classic
That's
cover there.
Yeah, that's classic.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, Buscema, yeah.
Marvel Spotlight 5, Dragon Lord.
No, cool.
DC's Superstars of Space number 8. Adam Strange.
Oh yeah, that was
cool. Yeah, I never seen that. That's nice. Yeah. DC.
And old Archie, that Wilkin boy, number 39. You don't see these kind of. This is like the 3rd one I've had in a couple of weeks, and like last week they were like fighting over these in the sale, man. Spawn number 5.
That's a good.
All Out War number 5.
Yeah, I've had a few of those. Did you get that one from me?
Not this one, I didn't, but I have gotten it from you. Yeah.
Yeah, the Viking Commando.
Thor 234. This one's in really nice shape.
I like the art on that one too. I love I call them the face off covers. You know, you got one guy on each side.
Right. This one's kind of beat up, and I don't know what issue number it is because I haven't opened it yet. But it's Dark Shadows from Gold Key.
Yeah.
Nice. I
That's
used
a
to watch
totally
that with my
cover.
mom
Yeah.
after school every day.
Yeah.
Run home from school to watch Dark Shadows, the Munsters, the Addams Family, the Monkeys, and
Hey, it sounds like a
Yeah.
good time.
Richie Rich
WTF.
Diamonds, number 20.
Did you ski it down a diamond mountain?
Yep. Superman Family 179.
I always like the Superman family comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like all the dollar comics. They're just something about a thicker issue is really cool.
Yeah, I just got one on the claim sale from Darko's year. It was like a Lois Lane Superman.
Shogun Warriors number 3.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, speaking of Christmas, that was a Christmas toy one year. I remember getting the Santa Claus. It brought me the flat Earth Santa Claus there. He brought me the the Godzilla Shogun Warriors with the fist that shot out.
Wow. Yeah.
The fist in 6 months.
Diamonds 21.
Hell
There's
yeah.
a diamond in his apple for some reason. I don't know. Richie Rich Millions number 73. Not sure what's going on there. Supposed to be some kind of adventure thing going on, I guess.
Yeah, has he got rocket skates on or something?
Yeah. Electronic skates make dollar signs, but they sure don't make sense.
Okay.
And the last one in the box is Sad Sack Laughs Special number 80.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Fun stuff.
I like those
Yeah,
cartoons.
very cool.
Who wants to go next?
I'll jump in, man.
All right, Bobby. Hey, buddy.
You guys were talking about Superman earlier. Yeah, this is my favorite Superman from Gods and Monsters. I talked about him before, yeah. But yeah, he's the Mexican Superman. His dad was Zod, and instead of being found by the Kents, he was found by the Guerras. He has the same last name as me, so yeah, I'm partial to. This is my favorite Superman. Yeah.
That was a good movie too. They had an animated movie.
Yeah, it was a great. Yeah, it was a great movie because I didn't know nothing about it. You know, nobody told me, you know, their opinions. It was already out, and then somebody turned me on to it, and I was like, oh man, this is awesome. Yeah, it's like a Elseworld story where Superman, like I said, he's a different character, and Batman, he's a vampire. He's more like Mobius. Well, he's Man-Bat. Yeah, he's the guy that became Man-Bat, became Batman. Yeah. And then Wonder Woman is like she came from the New Gods. Yeah, she's daughter of the New Gods. Yeah, so and I love that story.
Nice.
What's that?
So she's like Big Barda from New Gods.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah. Here's a little Disney what do they call it? Comic Digest. Yeah.
Yeah, those are sweet. Those are hard to find.
They are.
I recently found this one. Yeah, it's got the three Caballeros. Of course, I like them and stuff. Yeah, that little Mexican rooster in them. Yeah. And yeah, to me, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think
it's getting cold. It's getting cold outside, so let me bring up the heat a little bit, man. I got to show off some cards if they'll show off. But here's some John Byrne. Yeah, he doesn't sign much. Wow. But I met him back in the 90s. Yeah, there's an Alpha fight. Yeah, these are cards that I got autographed. And here's my favorite character, The Thing. Yeah, he signed that for me. Yeah. I think, you know, back in the day, yeah, I had him signing comics and cards. And that's probably the reason he doesn't sign anymore because I probably bug him. I'm sorry, Mr. Byrne. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Please don't hold it against me. Yeah.
I saw a video where the guy had
your sketch on Instagram.
Hey, Bobby, I can't remember who it was, but there was a YouTube guy that had Joe Jusko sign every card in the Marvel Masterpiece.
In the Masterpieces set. 90 cards.
No, I got a few, but no, I wouldn't have him sign that. You know what I mean? I like a rule of thumb for me is, you know, give 4 or 5 autographs, you know, get out of line, give some people a chance, come back, you know, maybe we can get them. Yeah. There's a fantastic John Byrne, Fantastic Four. You know, I love that. Yeah, you know, I'm an FF guy.
That's my favorite. FF run is John Byrne.
Yo, yeah, that's a great one. Yeah,
That's a great
There's,
cover right there.
Days of Future Past. Yeah, classic cover, and then here's some heat for you, man. Yeah, the Dark Phoenix. Yeah, John Byrne.
That's cool. I love those cards. I got to get me
Thanks,
some cards.
man.
Y'all, everybody keeps showing these trading cards, and now you're all gonna unlock another obsession I have. Now I want to get some cards.
Yeah, like I said, I got a lot of comics. You know, I mean, I was getting cards. Like I said, I got a bunch from George Perez. Yeah, there's a Avenger George Perez.
Nice.
Yeah, I was lucky. That's why I count my blessings. I just collected at the when I got into it when I did, which was in the mid '70s, and just I was lucky to get into going to the conventions and meeting these guys, getting autographs. I met a lot of nice, really cool people, and like I said, I always count my blessings, man. Yeah, now I'm meeting a new crew, guys with the collector in the YouTube community. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. Yeah, it's been a wild ride.
I love it, man. I just love everything about like the YouTube thing right now. Glenn, you got anything? You want to show something?
I've got some Christmas stuff and a couple things I got this week.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Well, this will be a preview of tomorrow's Instagram post.
Everybody, please subscribe to his YouTube channel. Somebody put it. If we got a moderator, please put it in the chat. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No worries. It's the Christmas special.
What the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk and cookies. I remember them.
Milk and cookies, yeah.
Yeah, milk and cookies, yep. So I thought that was pretty funny. Then we've got what I consider the Wolverine harem issue.
Yeah.
Christmas special of X-Men 109.
Hey, I'm telling you, Wolverine is the pimp daddy of the X-Men.
Right?
Yeah. We've got 314, the McFarlane Amazon, right?
Classic.
Yeah. We've got Hulk versus Santa, because,
Yeah.
he's always got to be there. And then the quintessential Spider-Man Santa with a gun. That's what happens when you're not naughty.
Yeah.
If you're too nice all year, this is how I'm coming for you.
And that's sort of an homage to the Terminator movie poster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Hold on. These are two little books that got given to me by the guys at Magic Geeks, Larry and Josh. They send troll books on every single pack or every pack or
like a gag gift.
Yeah, it's just like a gag gift. They got me sleigh bells. And Santa Claus.
Cool.
The last Christmas one I've got is done by our friend John's wife, Paris. This was for my birthday. It was actually drawn by J.S. Less's wife, Paris. She did
Very
it
cool.
for my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. So off the Christmas stuff.
Frank Miller.
Yeah, first Frank Miller. And the Pulp Fiction homage, 441.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Newsstand.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it actually has a different price. The newsstand, it's $150. The direct was $195, I think.
Huh.
Wow. Yeah. I've never. I don't have that one. That's a nice one. Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough one to get in really nice grade. I just happened to find one. Just a guy had it on eBay. I'm like, yep, good price. I'll take it.
Swoop, swoop.
Yep. But that's my stuff for this week.
Okay. Kevin, you got anything, buddy? you like to share with us? I'm going to Kevin up to the main stage.
I got stuff. Actually, I'll just because you've seen all the covers. Now I'll share a piece of my favorite comic book history that's a little bit Christmas related.
Okay.
I know at least a couple of y'all here are familiar with Pogo by Walt Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of my favorites. I've got a few Pogo books,
Nice.
including a half a dozen of the bigger ones like this. This is one of the more popular ones. 10 years, 10 ever-loving blue-eyed years with Pogo Possum.
Yeah,
Funny thing, Walt Kelly created the character and set him in the Okefenokee Swamp, and he had never set foot in Georgia. It was 20 years before he actually came to the Okefenokee Swamp down here in Georgia. And now his widow, well, she passed away, but she lived there in Waycross, Georgia at the Gateway for years. And anyway, he did a few things. Where's my share? First off, here's a neat little cartoon that I saw on Instagram today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I shared that with everybody the other day.
But anyway, Pogo's got some great Christmas strips. This is one of the ones I liked a lot, 1960, where he's trying to read the Night Before Christmas and the mouse takes things the wrong way. What do you mean, not even a mouse? That's me, not even a mouse, and I'm stirring. His name's not even. But y'all can read that and read it if you haven't had time to yet.
That's awesome, man.
But for Christmas, whoops, I always hit the wrong thing.
I've been doing that. It's been going around today. I think it's contagious.
Yeah. Deck is all with Boston Charlie, Wally Wally Wash, and Kalamazoo. They rewrote the lyrics and it got extremely popular. I mean, this was very widely known across the nation back in the 1950s. So much so that it was on the cover of all kind of newspapers and magazines. Newsweek had a cover story on it one year.
Wow.
Interesting piece of comic and Christmas history.
Yeah.
And then on Christmas morning every year for decades, the porcupine was the cynic. He was never in a good mood. But on Christmas morning, he always showed up at Pogo's house carrying a flower that he saved from the summer. It don't indicate nothing. It don't indicate nothing. I always gets up before dawn because by George Y. Wells, it takes a long time for a porcupine to get his pajamas off. I forget how I happened to be carrying this. It don't mean a thing. Hands him the flower that he saved from their summer together. And he does that every year. Pogo's just smiles and accepts it.
Yeah.
But
you, Kevin, did you have those Pogo figurines? Was it you that showed those off? Those yeah. I got a set of those. Yeah, when I was a little kid, I remember my mom buying that soap, and she made sure I got the whole set. Yeah, I still got them somewhere. Yeah.
And I had to get them off eBay. I thought they were too cool when I found out about them.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Gotta share real quick. Here you go. Matt, pull that one up. This is actually from a choir in 1981 that did the song. I can't see. Okay, you got it.
Are we gonna get in trouble for this?
Oh, no. That's what I was saying. This was done from a cassette tape that a guy recorded the guy that posted it recorded way back when. And they actually went through the trouble to learn the song as Walt Kelly wrote it.
With Austin, Charlie, Walla Walla Wash, and Kalamazoo. Always squeezing on the trolley, smaller dollar cauliflower, alligator. Dolls we know, arcade barrel, lullaby, Lily boy, Louisville Blue. Trolley Molly, down to Long Arrow, Bula Bula, Pensacola, Hullabaloo. So wow, wow's a folly, Polly Wally, Cracker, and Tudadoo. Doggy Bonnie graze a carol, antelope, cantaloupe, lope with you. Hunky Dory's dog is falling, hanging on the wagon, Willie Polly go through. Charlie's Polly parks at Arrow, Harum Scarum, Five Alarm, Bungaloo. Douglas all in bowls of barley, Dinky Dinky Dink and Polly Boo. Chilly Billy's name is Charlie, Charlie's Billy, Charlie, Chilly View, halloo. Arkansas, wows of folly, double bubble, twilight trouble, woof, woof, woof. Chizzy season, melancholy, dibble dabble, scribble, scrabble, goof, goof, goof.
That's a little much.
Yeah, good stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's it's funny how back then, like a comic strip creator kind of could achieve this superstar status to a certain extent and get on magazine covers and things.
Well, there was no TV for one, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Early 50s, there wasn't many TVs about. People read the paper. They read those comic strips every day.
It's kind of sad. The days of like Charles Schultz and the Peanuts and Pogo with Walt Kelly and The Spirit by Will Eisner. Those comic strip days are over. It's not the same anymore. You see the comic strips, but they don't have like back then though. You waited every week to see what was going to happen again in The Spirit or Pogo or Peanuts or Beetle Bailey. It's kind of a dying art form.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But
there's a few.
I got a few more that's not Christmas related. If you want me to show you, I got from my friend Psychotronic Squirt Gun, Aaron. I still get weirded out saying that name, but
what, Aaron?
Yeah, no. Squirt Gun. We were joking one day. We called him Psychotronic Nerf Gun. Sorry, Aaron. I got this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mike Manley,
Nothing says 90s like this comic. Look at that. Deathlock #1.
Yeah.
Spoil Chatter kind of thing. Then we got Defenders 55.
Nice.
And I got these those statues I got. I think everybody's seen the statues. I don't feel like getting them, but they came with little facsimiles of trading cards.
Very cool, yeah.
That one, and then I got the so don't ever get excited. I wish I had the real one, but I don't. One of these days. That's one of my comic book resolutions for the new year is to finally get me a copy of this. We got wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be Heroes for Hire Comic Club channel if I didn't show some of these books. Also, I used to like these books because my dad was a Marine, so got Super Fine #2.
Yeah, I read that back when it was coming out. That was a good book.
We got Daredevil with Power Man and Iron Fist. Then we got an awesome cover here for New Mutants 22.
Sekovich, yeah.
Yep.
I was just reading an article he just posted today on Facebook. If If you follow him on Facebook, he posts pretty regular.
And I just
Wasn't that like a key for something for the twins or something? I think that's some
Yeah.
kind of.
I think so. And then we
Yeah.
got one I'm going to get out of the bag to show because I want to read something out of it because I've been meaning to do this on my show. Although I'm going to have to get rebagged and board because they've been doubled up, and I don't really like that myself. But I mean, it's good in a pinch. But I'm about to do a tape pull here. Watch out!
Whoa, careful, man.
I saved it. It's in pretty good shape. There's like a little red thing at the top. I don't know what that was from, but
that's the ink where they sprayed them. Yeah,
Overspray.
Yeah,
overspray. It's a new span.
Look at this. It's a good copy though.
Yeah, clean.
This is like and it was of course Daredevil 181 was when he killed Elektra, right? Well,
yeah.
So there was a lot of upset people over that in the comic book fandom community, and it kind of reflects itself in the letters in the back, and I'm going to share that with you right now. If I can find it. Here we go. All right. Okay. Well, they got some good praises for it like this, though. Like this guy says, I could rave on at great length, but anything I could say would really be superficial because Daredevil 181 speaks for itself. It is unquestionably one of the finest pieces of work in comic book literature. Now you got one here that says, it says, I realized that Elektra was the enemy, the bad guy. You could have simply thrown her in prison for a while or rehabilitated her, or you didn't need to kill her. One person just says, Dear Frank, I'll miss her. And there's another one I got. I don't know why you killed Elektra, but it hurts. However, you did something else, which also hurts. After all, Bullseye did and did the Daredevil 181, I wanted what I consider justice for him, and only death would suffice. So they got some pretty, there's another one here if I can find it. Oh, here, this is a short one. It says, Dear Editor, Frank Miller is a genius, but let's not forget, so was Hitler.
Damn.
Yeah, damn.
And the person that
Tell
wrote that
us
real demon.
how you really feel, right? Tell us how you really feel. So I'm going to start doing this little segment on the show where I read an old letters in the back of a comic. That one was actually more entertaining than most, but then I'm going to try to get some old comics and we'll read some well, we've had this debate before on the show about Frank Miller's art, and you're probably not going to like my opinion on it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Sorry. You know why I don't see nothing wrong with it? I'll tell you why. Because this right here, that's how he's always drawn. The art you see now, Sin City, Dark Knight Returns, 300, he's always drawn in that kind of like, Bobby, what do you call it? It's like an artistic license, though. Wouldn't you say? Like the way he draws that, it's like a minimalist.
Yeah.
This right here. Everybody at Marvel drew like this back then. This might be a hot take, but they call it the Marvel house style. And you have to draw in a certain fashion. Now, I'm not saying, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not, yeah, I think he's still good. He's getting old. Maybe he can't draw as well as he could. John Romita Jr., a lot of controversy about him lately because he's going to be back on Amazing Spider-Man, and everybody's really pissed off about it. I don't blame him. And I'm not saying he should be drawing every day in a comic. He's getting old. Have you seen him? Like his head's to one side like this now.
Who's that, Frank?
Yeah, his name still sells though.
Yeah,
and
I think, definitely he's a genius. Yeah, but then again, so was Hitler, like you said. But but he holds, his work holds a lot of in my heart. You know what I mean? A lot of memory. I got a lot of love for him and stuff. I love Sin City. I love the Daredevil. You know what I mean? Yeah, he did a lot And so he's always going to be up there in my, one of my favorite. I got a lot of love for him. Yeah, respect and love. Yeah. Yep.
And I guess that's why I kind of take it personally, because he's one of the reasons I got into comic books. So I try not to take it personally. But the one thing about this community and this hobby is we don't have to agree on everything, right?
Right.
I'm not saying his art is on the par that it was, at that time
No, I
period.
disagree with you, man. Yeah, I disagree. We all got to agree on everything, man.
Exactly.
Fall in line.
Everybody agree with me and fall in line now. Yeah, you're 67. Mr. Morris said, Frank is 67 years old.
I rule over you all. Deal with it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, Bobby. That's Flat Earth Santa. He's my friend from Canada. That's he's got a little character, his little sidekick there, Yeah, Missy Morris is 67 years old now, and he's had a hard life. He's had some alcohol. He's a recovering alcoholic. He's had some substance abuse problems, and but he got a lot of people back into comic books back in the day when Dark Knight Returns. A lot of people were walking away from comics then and now, but he was one of the guys that made Batman. He gave Batman his balls back. And I love the Adam West Batman, but it did a lot of damage to that character.
Yeah,
that show did. And his credibility as a vigilante. It was campy, and I get it. I love the show. I love Adam West. I love Burt Ward in that role. But Yvonne Craig, you know what I'm saying? But Batgirl, to go back in time and ask her out on a date. I'm just saying. All right. Anyway, I think she's gone now. She's gone now. Rest in peace. But like I said, he kind of gave Batman his edge back when he didn't have it. That's lost for a while. And then like what he did with Sin City was just interesting. It was quirky. And don't forget Electra Assassin with his writing, like he did on Electra Assassin with Bill Sienkiewicz and Klaus Janson doing the art and the inking. And his wife Lynn Varley was doing the coloring. And some would say also that since he doesn't have Klaus and Lynn, they always made his art better. And maybe that's one thing. I don't think some of these old school guys, and I'm almost going to ask this question to the panel. I don't think some of the way they draw the old school way, I don't think the inking and coloring really complements their art as much. And maybe you think that might be a problem with John Romita Jr. and Frank Miller?
Might be. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's a good thing to throw out there.
I'm not a good critic, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big comic fan like you guys, and I know everybody's entitled to their own opinion, man, but I've met a lot of these guys and I think, I try to draw and, I look at their work and they're way ahead of me. So yeah, I'm no critic. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And art is subjective to people. Some people look at Peach Momoko and think that a child did that. But as my mom, who's an artist, will tell you, those watercolors are not easy to do. No. And it's a certain Japanese style she's doing. Mm-hmm. But also, just look at fine art. Some people look at that soup can that Andy Warhol drawn or painted and say, "That's just a soup can. That's ridiculous." And other people go, "Oh, I will pay you $50 million for that right now."
Well, that may be subjective, but if you're paying $50 million for a banana nailed to a wall, you're an idiot.
That we can agree on. But like some people will look at Jackson Pollock and go, "Oh, look what he did here with these strips and this texture." And go, "Well, hell, I could strip paint on a canvas, though."
But that's the thing about art. Everybody has their own opinion about it. It's completely different to each person. It's we can look at the same piece of artwork, have a totally different opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It's just people's tastes and so on and so forth.
It's
just like with music.
With music, movies, writing. But regardless of his art.
At the end, though, there is one point where it's just freaking gold, and there's another point where it's just crap. and everybody
Yeah.
can agree on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. There's those extremes. Yeah, you know. As far as Frank Miller goes, I don't. The only thing I've seen that he's done recently was the Uncle Scrooge cover, right? And I can't think of anybody's art style that would be more inappropriate for an Uncle Scrooge cover than Frank Miller's.
Yeah, right.
So I can cut him some slack on that one because it's
he's out of his comfort zone doing
yeah,
it.
exactly. And so I don't know, what other art he's done recently that people may be talking about other than that. But like I said, that was just an odd choice.
I saw something else he did recently, and it looked great.
Yeah,
Like
it's probably
right.
the Ultimate Universe year one in. I think he did the cover for it.
Yeah,
maybe recently it might have been it. Yeah, but you're right. I think you're right, Robert. It's like some characters, it's probably not suited for him to draw.
Yeah, and that's true of any artist, really. I mean, it's just.
It's like you said, at his age, I think he just puts something out, and they're going to pay him so much for it, and he's like, shoot, that's a check. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's got his style. That's what they're paying for. That's what they want. So.
Right. Exactly.
And like I was talking with Legion Comics one day, like it's not that much of a departure from like if you look at like Ronin or 300, it's still the same style. It's the same. Like that's the way he draws now. That's just the way it is. But a lot of those guys are like that. Like they're like you said, some of them have weaknesses. Like some people are not good at drawing something with a lot of people in a picture or like a lot of action going on. But like Kirby was good at that. George Perez was good at drawing multiple people on a cover.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of his strengths. And some people that's why George Perez even started on the Avengers back in the 70s was because there were other writers that like just couldn't make the deadlines and didn't want to have to draw that many characters. So they're like, who are we going to get to draw this? And he says, I'll do it.
Yeah, George Perez basically became the guy that they would go to if they were going to do something completely crazy like Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever, because he was willing to draw that many characters. And I love his artwork because everybody looks different. Everybody looks like an individual person instead of like all the girls looking the same or whatever,
Right.
It's all different body types, all different facial expressions. It just, he was a master at that.
And even there's an issue of Avengers they do where the characters are going into the helicarrier, like headquarters, right? They're going into the command center. And he could have just skipped on like the background characters. Like you've got some person on a computer screen that was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., but he doesn't scrimp on the details, even if it's a background character.
Right.
And that takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and especially if you're trying to make a deadline every month.
Mm-hmm.
It's
there's artists that do stuff like that can do pretty much anything that they contract, and they tell them the writer writes the book and describes the scene, and whoever the artist is just has to do it. It seems like it's much better when the writer is the artist, or the writer is working close with the artist and knows the artist's strengths and weaknesses. Neil Gaiman, when he was doing Sandman and he would change artists in between story arcs, he would always get to know the artist before he started writing the comic strips or the scripts. And he would write to their strengths. And you can see that in like Brief Lives with Jill Thompson's artwork. He wrote to the style that she drew. And I think that's one reason independent comics I like a lot, because a lot of times it's either one of the two. The artist is the writer, or the artist and writer are in the same freaking room working together tightly.
Man,
I completely agree with that.
George Perez?
Yeah. Some more of my George Perez autographs. Yeah, a death card from the Silver Surfer set. Yeah.
The other thing too is like I read some of these new books, and I question whether the writer and the artist are even in the same room.
They're probably not.
Probably
they might not even be in the same country.
Yeah, and a lot of times the writer writes the script without knowing who the artist is going to be, even when it comes
I don't
to
think that's a good way to do
Marvel and DC.
But like you see, I think that's what made some of that, especially like, hey, not to beat a dead horse on the Frank Miller thing, but like that's what made some of his stuff so brilliant is he had somebody like Klaus Janson and his wife Lynn Barney to collaborate with.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And
Bill
yeah, all
Sienkiewicz,
my
who was on the Electra thing.
Yeah, most of my favorite, I think all of my favorites actually are either the creator did both the writing and the art, or like Kevin said, they were very close working together, like Marv Wolfman and George Perez, or you know, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, those kind of interactions where they just really understood each other's strengths, you know.
And Jim Starlin and George Perez too, when they did Infinity Gauntlet, like he was just showing the card. You know that him and Starling were in the same room talking about that. They had it was just no way.
Boy, the old Marvel bullpen, you know, they worked together. They weren't spread across the world trying to work through emails and faxes and stuff.
Yeah, and I know I keep going on to the Frank Miller, but that's another good example is him and Chris Claremont when they did the miniseries for Wolverine. They spitball it together. Like, you know, Frank Miller was honest with him. I don't want to do this character. He's just one-sided. He's violent. Nobody likes him. He says, I don't know how you would, make him interesting. And they started going and says, but how about this? We'll make him like a Ronin, like a rogue samurai, and he's trying to get his honor back. And we'll take place in Japan. And, they're like, that's an idea. And, a conversation they had in a car ride from a comic convention got you one of the most epic miniseries ever of all time, in my opinion. So, there's a lot of that missing right now. But like you were saying about the indie books, Kevin, are like, I don't know if you count Image as indie anymore, but like the Transformer series, Daniel Warren Johnson and what's this, Spicer? Was it Mike Spicer? Are working like hand in hand on that, and it shows in the quality of the story and the art, in my opinion. And but guys, we're about at the 2-hour mark. I was kind of longer than I wanted to go, and I'm sure Rob's got to do his show here. He's got to get ready for all that. So I'm going to do my sign off, and I'll talk to you guys after when we get out of the you know what I mean. All right. Sometimes my words lose me. But
good night, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Guys, I want everybody. I want to wish everybody and to my comic book family who have it's only known some of these people for like 4 months, and I think they're awesome people. We got a great community. Some of them met from Whatnot. They come to here, migrated to YouTube with me to hang out with me, like Glenn. I want to thank everybody on this panel for their friendship this holiday season, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I hope all the other friends that have been listening or that are not listening right now that maybe watch on the replay realize that your friendship and everything means a lot to me, and I love it. And I can't wait to see what happens the next year. And I also can't wait to see some of you when I go to Heroes Con for the first time. So until next time, true believers, Excelsior.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white girl.